Have you ever felt your phone ring and your heart jumped just because you saw it might be an English call? So many learners can read English well. They can even speak okay face to face. But the phone? The phone feels different. No face, no hands, just a voice moving fast. Hi everyone, I'm Emma, and welcome back to Train Your English Brain. Today, we are going to make phone calls feel easy, calm, and even a little fun. Let me tell you what happened to Leo. Leo needed to call a small clinic to book an appointment. He practiced the sentence in his head many times before dialing. His hand was a little shaky. The phone rang once, twice, and then a voice answered. "Hello, Sunrise Clinic. How can I help you?" Leo's mind went blank for 1 second. On a video call, he could see a face, read some lips, catch a smile, but this was just a voice. It felt so fast. He managed to say, hello? I want appointment? The receptionist paused, then kindly asked, "Sure, what day works for you?" Leo felt his face turn a little red, even though nobody could see him. Later, he told Anna about it. Anna smiled and said something very true. She said, "Leo, phone calls feel hard because you can't see the other person's face, but if you already know the pattern of the conversation, you won't feel lost even without seeing anything." That is exactly what we're building today, the pattern. Let's start with the very first moment of a phone call, answering or starting it. If you are calling someone, you can simply say, "Hi, this is Leo calling about," and then say your reason. Let's practice this opening line together. "Hi, this is Leo calling about my appointment." "Hi, this is Leo calling about my appointment." Of course, you can change the name and the reason. "Hi, this is Anna calling about the order." "Hi, this is Emma calling about the reservation." Now, sometimes you might not understand what the other person said. This happens to native speakers too. On the phone, it's completely normal to ask someone to repeat something. You can say, "Sorry, could you say that again?" Or, "Sorry, could you speak a little slower?" Let's repeat. "Sorry, could you say that again?" "Sorry, could you say that again?" "Sorry, could you speak a little slower?" "Sorry, could you speak a little slower?" This sentence is like a magic key. It gives you time, it gives you control, and most people are happy to slow down for you. Let's go back to Leo's story. After a little confusion, the receptionist asked again, "What day works for you?" This time, Leo took a breath and used one of our key phrases. He said, "Sorry, could you say that again, please?" The receptionist repeated the question, a little slower this time, and Leo understood clearly. He said, "Oh, Tuesday, please, in the morning." The receptionist replied, "Perfect, see you Tuesday at 10. Leo felt something shift inside him. Not perfect English, but clear, calm, working English. Now let's learn a few more useful phone phrases, the kind you can use in almost any phone call. If you want to leave a message because the person isn't there, you can say, "Can I leave a message?" "Can I leave a message?" "Can I leave a message?" If you want to confirm something you just heard, especially numbers or times, which are hard on the phone, you can say, "Just to confirm, that's Tuesday at 10. Just to confirm, that's Tuesday at 10. Just to confirm, that's Tuesday at 10. This sentence is incredibly useful because phone calls often involve numbers, dates, and times, and those are easy to mishear. Confirming shows you are listening carefully, and it protects you from mistakes. One more important phrase for ending the call politely. You can simply say, "Thank you, have a good day," or "Thanks so much, bye for now." "Thank you, have a good day." "Thank you, have a good day." Let's imagine the end of Leo's phone call. After confirming his appointment, he said warmly, "Thank you, have a good day," and the receptionist replied, "You too, bye now." Leo hung up the phone and smiled, a real, proud smile, not because his English was perfect, but because he did something that used to scare him, and it worked. Later, Anna asked him, "How was it?" Leo said, "It was okay. I just followed the pattern: start, ask, confirm, end." Anna laughed and said, "See? Phone calls are just a small dance. Once you know the steps, you don't need to see the other person's face at all." Let's review the 5 key phrases from today, one more time together. "Hi, this is Leo calling about my appointment." "Sorry, could you say that again?" "Can I leave a message?" Just to confirm, that's Tuesday at 10. "Thank you. Have a good day." These 5 phrases will carry you through almost any phone call in English, from booking appointments to calling a restaurant to speaking with customer service. Now, here is your homework for today. Find a quiet moment, close your eyes, and imagine your phone ringing. Imagine you are the one calling. Say these 5 sentences out loud, slowly, like the call is really happening. This small practice trains your brain and your mouth to feel calm even before a real phone call happens. If you want an extra challenge, try calling a friend who is also learning English and practice a short pretend phone call together using today's phrases. Remember Leo's story. He didn't need perfect English on the phone. He needed a pattern he could trust and a few calm sentences ready in his mind. You have that pattern now too. So, the next time your phone rings and it's time to speak English, take a breath, remember today's phrases, and speak with confidence. You are more ready than you think. Thank you for listening today, and I'll see you in the next episode of Train Your English Brain.